back with another profile. This one is my Berus. Still invoking the Triforce. Around set 9, this was like an honorary surge leader because how it gained advantage and how it could sustain resources throughout the match. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is a leader that you want to stay on the front side as long as you can before flipping over to the back side, which is at 4 awakening, and you switch 2 of your energy to active mode, which is very big for elaborate combo decks. This one I decided to keep it simple, and it's kind of very reminiscent to like the principles of red while being in a rival deck. The only downside is on the backside you do lose the ability to gain advantage, but it comes with a caveat of letting you being able to KO anything without besides the stuff with barrier or indestructible, and you get a free combo every turn, just like the Android 16 deck, which I'm going to go back to because we got some of the cards that we wanted to take that deck to the next level, or the ones I alluded to so many years ago that I was just too lazy to order the cards. But that's what the leader does. Now let's get into the numbers, then we can talk about some cool things about the deck later and my thoughts on it. As you seen on the front side, I have ability to discard to draw 2. There's a few optimal discards. We have like a package of 8, starting with some draw apes. This is very helpful when you flip over to your backside, since you don't draw on your backside. This is like your mid to late game, like after turn 4. Get some card advantage while defending. Same with this, but this more importantly, you discard it, and if you want to try and get to 4 life to awaken to set up a big power turn, this helps you get there, as well as this, which helps put pressure with the second effect, which you can be a really big combo. Now going on to my red-yellow lineup, my Berus and Weiss cards. We're running 2 of this. Could be like a finisher late game if I set it up right. Then we have 2 of this. This answers certain cards that don't let me nag, but as also crit pressure, which we like. Our general arrival card, the main one we use. Usually I save this until like after my opponent awakens, and I knock them down to like 5 or 4, where most of the time from that finish point they gonna let me utilize offering in my favor. Generally, offering is when offering comes down, you give them the choice to either credit life to the drop or send a life to the drop, or they let you draw 2. As soon as they hit 4, most of the time you are drawing 2 off this card. Then we have 2 super combos. The flip one, I got split with another super combo, but we'll get there in a minute. We're running 4 of this Berus from this is an old Berus. This from set 21. But it negates energy exhaust. We usually not playing it. We just easy charging it. This is my if the situation come up, we'll play it. My other 2, like I said before, we play this with the principles of red in mind, and we neg a lot. Red is definitely buffing or debuffing power values a lot, so this just made sense. Then we got a few of our, how should I say, red staples, if you will, or red options in my case, because these next 6 or 7 cards going to go through a trial period. Uh, Two of this, I like it because it had unisons and it replaces itself. This for other niche options, and if they kill this, you negate something by 30k. Uh, Two of these just for good defense, dual attack, and taking a Gohan. Just because we built Z energy pretty efficiently, and also we got a free combo when our leaders awaken on our turn and our opponents. Then going into the other cards in the spice, if you will. Two more Berus because we splash in blue. This sets up like another type of win condition for the deck, potentially, possibly doing 2 to 3 damage or forcing 2 damage, possibly 3. Also, if I have this and not the other one, this usually my first charge because you really don't need to do much on your first turn. The second best splashable blue card in the game right now. Then we got 3 beans. Our unison of choice. I wasn't intending to make this deck Ashy Larry, but I couldn't find my SRs just to do this super low rarity. But she combos well with our pitching effect. I was going to do this in my Surge Cool deck, but that deck gains too much value for the plus effects to make this see my top 3 and arrange which 2 of the 3 I want to draw. That's mainly why I like running her in a deck that let me draw 2 on my front side or even my back. Then also the +2 is really strong for cards in our Z decks when we empowering. Overrealm of Choice, Secret Identity. I did have 3 beans, and I'm like, man, I did have 4 beans, but I was like, man, one of these is mismatched. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm forgetting the Overrealm, because you want to generally toss the Overrealm in every deck. And I'm like, you made your way in. But going on to my simple extra card lineup. Move that out the way. 2 homie, just as testing my opponent's grip, because there are cards in the game that just end you if you don't have conditional 0 energy negate just to spam out when you tap out. But since I'm splashing in blue, I'm rarely tapped out, only if necessity, or if I tap out, it's very calculated. Then we have Berus Ball. I know we haven't seen this card in a long time, but generally great. And I'm like, I respect battle card floodgates. So going into like past turn 3, turn 4, I'm making sure I'm at 4 life. So these are live. Just word to the wise. And then we have some obligatory power 1-ofs. Freeze a Death Ball. Classic. Close out the game and makes the threshold between you and your opponent very wide. Same with this, especially if they're using the same combo. That's pretty much GG. Then we got Almighty Resistance. We all know how good this is as a closer. And my last card is Bursting Range. I was just grasping for secret rares or seeing what's the best secret rare to run, but I would say for this list in particular, we wanted to keep it simple yet nuanced and being able to be malleable with your plays and having a secret rare that has or costs 0 energy. Usually pretty good. Now let's get to the Z deck inside. Where my Z deck inside? Oh, I put it right here. Since we running that, this is our Z leader of choice, or the only one there is. But this, hopefully, we using it on our opponent's turn, so it has 2 turns of play. This lets me reduce the cost of an arrival, get value off that arrival, and do the same thing on my turn. Also, as blocker, so I can protect my Unison if they're trying to kill my Unison, and force them to go to the battle step, because this deck is built to go into the battle step comfortably. Next card, this is our Z card of choice. This kind of does what the Broly does. I was thinking about adding it, but I was trial running this just because it negs the board as well as makes our Cell Max in-game threat. Then kind of got this formulaic, and also with my side deck, it's built formulaic for a reason. I'll explain that at the end. 1 empowered Piccolo and Whis Unison. Then we got some yellow ones, Tapion, because it's like seemed like one of the best value Z Unisons. And then we have our yellow empowered Z Unison. Then for Z battle cards, since that fell, we got 2 Gohans, keep it simple, and 2 Berus to set up our rival players. Keep it simple, keep it uniform. 4 and 4. Then for our side deck, also went to I'll explain it then. Let's get through it. ID Hunt. We usually go in that long enough for that makes that valid. We playing against a deck that has a lot of counters. We siding into the Piccolos. Got 2 Brolys for like other red matchups and more barrier sticky. For blue, then we got a lot more Berus cards, 2 of those for the matchup. Same with this. And this Berus can't find my SRs, so I just gotta floss with the SPR. Looks very nice, but the lines wasn't my thing. Then for the last part, just as a nice stun card, some of these were promos. Not all of them got the alternate art treatment, but trial running this, because originally it was 2 Great Saiyans, but this is a bit more cheaper in the long run. Also, I could cheat this out by just evolving over the my Z extra Gohan. Still a consideration, but still trial running the this Berus lineup in my side deck. Reason being is I was deciding on using this Berus leader instead, which was a lot of the most recent support is from and for this leader and for this style of play, which built around the unison and getting value off arrivaling very heavy, especially the non-energy efficient arrivals and big bombs. That's why I don't main them. I just like to feel out the matchup and let it play out. And over time, as you more matchup experience, you know which fits best. And I'm going to be bouncing in between leaders. That's why I have the framework that I have and the side deck that I have, just to see which one feels better and pretty efficient and also gets to your plays. The only thing lacking in here that I usually like to throw in here is like the searchers from the archetype that search the god cards. But I would say keep, if I wasn't keeping this to 50, they would be in here. They'll probably be bump this up to 56, but I like playing 50 card decks when I'm pushing it to the brim. It might go up a little bit. You can get away with having higher counts for this deck. Speaking of that, there are some other cards I was considering on the Berus aspect, but that's purely considering I stay with this leader because I'm mainly using this leader, it lets me do a lot of offensive plays because of the untapped 2 energy. And that's another reason why the draw apes in here, because you don't draw on the weekend like the other games have. Other games and other leaders have been, or what the game has been pushing us to do is tend towards these draw 2 leaders just for max card advantage and helping see more cards and then close out the game. But this is more of like a grind strategy and just very intermediate give and take and just knowledge checking the opponent. But some other things I was considering is like this, just to pair with the pressure of the backside and the leader. So I just use my leader's effect, combo a 10k, combo this, it's already at 30, which stands it back up. Just to swing again, just a free 30k leader off that interaction. I was thinking about it because this combo I run in my Surge leader deck. Also can set up this, which I forgot to add to my Surge Cool, but now I'm getting thrown in there for later. But another few cards I was thinking about, just as I swapped them out, is like the Boo, but I was deciding whether this or the Piccolo is more best for the situations. And having a dual attack one, I just valued it more. Same with this, and also the Whis. And this is from the baby deck, which is if you're trying to, or if the opponent's game is just to grind to late and just late game auto win combo you want to get to the backside so you can start disrupting and stuff. That would help generally, but we're just going to test out, see if it's needed for later. This was with, I think, the Whis leader, because there was, for this whole arrival concept, there was 2 Berus and a Whis, and this came with it. I was considering that. Same with this. This is like the original set 8, but 2 energy. We're just gonna see how that plays out if that flows in. But this was my 51st card, but I'm like, we'll just save it for another strategy. And that other strategy I was contemplating was making this an invoker style of deck with other cool invoker cards. I might just explore that later. But I just wanted to flesh out this tricolor red, yellow, blue battle step version first, because I still think this is viable if I'm not doing like the other blue yellow stuff. Just another cool way or cool variation to play the deck, but just giving you some insight on different pathways you can build it. But that's my thoughts on that. Thanks for watching this Berus deck profile. It's going to get exciting, especially when the movie come out. I might have to rock this for a regional just on principle. But thanks for watching. This has been a kind of a long one. Hope this made sense. Hope the pieces fell into place, because I know this is more structural than my last list. And hopefully it's this easy to follow along, the concept and the reasons why. But that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.